How much should storylines matter? Should that be a little... The Indiana State thing is awesome.
Well, that would be great. I don't think it does matter at all, though.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Some odds now here, too. Bracketology. Joe Lunardi, ESPN. We'll start with Joe. TCU and Oklahoma. Win an in-game. Opening round tomorrow. Huge game. How about the Porter Mosier? Is this real or no? He comes out, he denies it. The smoke is saying he's taking a DePaul job.
I would lean towards buying that. I mean, with his ties to the Chicago area.
Yeah. In any event, I think TCU's out if they lose, and they should be. I also think Michigan State should be out if they lose.
How is Michigan State on the 8-9 line?
They keep losing games, and they didn't do much in the non-conference. He's got winning in for Mississippi State. They take on LSU Thursday. Same for Virginia. Who wants to see Virginia get
No,
it?
thank you.
Who wants that, right? No one wants that. Out without. Lose and out. Wake Forest, New Mexico, Villanova, Utah, St. John's, Pittsburgh, Memphis, A&M, even Colorado. Wow, he has Colorado out if they lose in the quarters of the Pac-12.
Well, all those teams can't miss out on the tournament, though. What are you going to have? We're going to cut the field down to 60 teams?
Last four byes. Michigan State, Seton Hall, TCU, Miss State. Last four in. Yesterday morning, he had Indiana State and then three others. Now he's got Indiana State last team in. Well, no one played. I don't understand what he's doing. Last four in. Colorado, Virginia, St. John's, Indiana State. First four out, A&M, New Mexico, Wake, and Villanova. Next four out, Pitt, Iowa, Providence, Memphis. That's Lunardi.
Updated odds at DraftKings.
Hold on. Jerry Palm. Last four in. New Mexico, Colorado, Seton Hall, St. John's. St. John's plays Seton Hall. Oh, that's a big one. First four out, Pitt, Utah, A&M, Iowa. So apparently he doesn't have Indiana State on the radar, I guess. Now they are. Okay, I will do this. This is from a different book. Indiana State, yes, is 2-1. Mississippi State, yes, is minus 160. New Mexico, yes, is plus 150. Remember last week the yes was minus 280?
I remember.
It's outrageous. Villanova minus 130, yes. Virginia plus 150. Wake plus 150. That's in a different book. You got the DraftKings.
Villanova? I don't know. I'm sorry.
I don't see it.
Another team, do they really deserve to be in at this point?
Plus they were getting housed
yes.
in the last game, and they had to make the furious comeback, but you're getting blown out there at home.
I would say, of this list right now, that the four teams up at DraftKings, Villanova, Virginia, New Mexico, and Indiana State. Forget your bet for a second on New Mexico. Mm-hmm. If you could pick one team to not be in the tournament, which one would it be?
To not be in?
Yes.
I don't think Villanova belongs. I know Virginia's like watching paint dry, but Virginia has to be in over Villanova as far as I'm concerned. But that's how I would do it.
I think those are the two.
New Mexico's got a strong net and at least has some good wins. I know they're not playing well, but they certainly also, that was a good performance even though they lost Saturday. Utah State was playing for the title, and that's a tough place to play. 2-point game, 3-point game, whatever it was.
You know, it all, you can look at numbers, the net, metrics, offensive, defensive numbers, Ken Palm, all of it, right? How much should eye test come into play, right? This is college football all over again, and I bring it up with Virginia. I watched them play like three times in the last couple of weeks. They might score, honestly, I would not be surprised if they score 30 points in a game.
Yeah.
That's how bad they are offensively.
Oh, we saw it last year.
I can't have that team in the tournament.
They lost to Furman. They were awful offensively, and we saw the Iowa State debacle, too, losing 40. So that's, let me throw it back at you. How much should storylines matter? Should that be a little, the Indiana State thing is awesome.
Well, that would be great. I don't think it does matter at all, though.
How about Patino against Patino?
Well, I love that angle. I mean, I'm convinced that years ago the committee did that kind of stuff.
I still think they do. I think there's some of that going on.
They might still, but I think it was prevalent years ago when they would purposely give us matchups like, okay, I see what you're doing here.
It always seemed a coach who was going against his former university.
100%.
Was always matched up.
Yep.
Right?
Didn't they put Bobby Knight at Texas Tech like against Indiana one year, or in that draw where it could have been against Indiana, if I recall correctly?
Yeah.
That's coming to mind.
They have a sense of humor, yeah.
But like Indiana State, I would like to see him in.
Well, Pat Forty was there. He's coming up in 10 minutes. I can't wait to talk to him. Pat Forty will stand on the table and say they belong in, and he was just at the Missouri Valley tournament.
I mean, if you personally...
You're a top 30 in net. They're a top 40 team, maybe even top 30. And they had a bad first half, but Drake's good. They come all the way back down 18, take the lead. Sometimes it's not your night. But they're also kids. And the thing that maybe got them was ESPN comes to town, and they're the bee's knees, and they're ranked, and then whoop, we lose a couple games back to back, and this is... But that also comes down to, Joe Lenardi does a great job in terms of, you can't compare these teams because I get 15 cracks at quad one wins, and I can't, if I'm the little guy, no one wants to play me. And if I do get that game, I got to play you on your home floor. So it's...
Pretty much every time.
Right. I don't want to see the 18 and 15 teams get in.
No, neither do I.
Don't want
Never
to
have.
You had your opportunities. You had your chances. I don't want it.
I'm telling you, like Michigan State, I know the numbers, like their metrics at Ken Palm, they're really strong. But don't you think when you look at the bracket matrix and they're penciled in like at the 9 line, that's only because of Izzo. If that's another team with the same numbers, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But if you put, and I know you can't do this either, but if you put and I always say this, have two teams on separate TVs playing right next to each other, and I'll have Virginia on one TV and Indiana State on another. If you want to do eyeball test, watch them at the same exact time. And I know opponents, whatever you just said, it's baked in there as well. One team looks like they know what they're doing offensively, and they actually can run some offense, and they're a decent Division I team. The other team is completely clueless and lost, and they have no idea what they're doing. And they're totally inept.
Now, let me give you Michigan State's resume. Lost to James Madison at home. Lost to Duke by 9. Lost to Arizona. Their best non-conference win, would they beat Butler? Okay. Oh, they started the conference season early. They beat Baylor. Okay. Lost to Wisconsin. Split with Illinois. They've lost 4 of their last 5. What am I missing here? No. This is outrageous. They should not be in the tournament. And they for sure better be out if they lose to Minnesota.
Paul, if that's another team, let's say that's a mid-major, right? And somebody scheduled this mid-major this year, and that mid-major lost to all those teams you just talked about. The talking point would be Team X had their chances against all these big boys, and they lost. Sorry, they can't be in. But because it's Izzo and Sparty, now we get the benefit of the doubt.
Now, the DraftKings odds, they got New Mexico plus 135, yes. And they got Villanova and Virginia up there. The only teams they're offering right now, right? Maybe they update this and add more teams. Nova minus 105, Virginia plus 130, Indiana State plus 175. New Mexico's got a strong resume and strong numbers, metrics. But boy, oh boy, that lost to Air Force at home.
Oh.
And they better win the game out here. If they lose their first tournament, second, because they play Air Force again. And then they move to the quarterfinals. They better win that too. And they travel well, so there'll be a nice Lobo contingent. But this thing's wide open. I'm not so sure Colorado State's a lock either.
They should be a lock.
I see them on the 8-9 line. I see most people have them safely in.
That feels aggressive to me.
I know. I'm with you on that. Everyone just assumes they're in. They better win a game or two.